there's no other place except that NYSC. And then when you remove NYSC, then it means that everybody will be strangers to themselves in Nigeria. It means that somebody who is from Ilawekiti might not even have anything to do with anybody from Sokoto forever. It means that somebody from Ikotepene might not even see face to face somebody who's from Lapai forever. So it means that if you are from Lagos, you go to school in Lagos, then you might not even know anything about Ondo forever. So definitely, if we are living in silos like that, then are we talking about development of our nation? So development is not mainly about earning salaries or earning stipends or working. It is about even knowing your own community, knowing your country. It is about that one, appreciating others. And then in Nigeria, we have diverse cultures. It is not only one culture that we have in Nigeria. We have the Yoruba, we have the Igbos, we have the Hausa, we have the Fulani, we have Efik and Ijaws. Now, does it mean that once you are a Yoruba man or Yoruba person, you must know only Yoruba? So it's not your business to know whether somebody is an Hausa or whether somebody is an Igbo. So does it mean that? So with the NYSC, you now know. Those people that are even talking about it like that, they even underwent that NYSC scheme. When they underwent the NYSC scheme, they enjoyed it, and they now don't want another generation that is coming to enjoy it. And the fact, many of us, the friends that we have today are the friends that we courted when we were even doing NYSC scheme. And so are we now going to deprive the other generation of having that kind of benefit? No. And then are we saying that the knowledge of Nigeria is we must not have it anymore? No. And it might be anybody that is making such a suggestion is a known voice in the wilderness. So it can't say true, and Nigerians know, and Nigeria knows that yes, we need the scheme, and especially this time around, when we are yearning for national development and the orientation of our country and countrymen, when we are saying that we need unity to foster ahead. So, and if we are in diversity like this, and then we are not united, then definitely does it mean that that country has a future? No. So the only future that we see in the horizon for Nigeria is our unity, especially unity in diversity. So that is what the NYSC scheme stands to cure. And then with the NYSC, like I said, many of us and everybody, which I know, anybody who has been either a polytechnic graduate or university graduate, and even before NCE graduate, so who has traversed other areas other than his or her own place of origin, who appreciated that yes, and actually NYSC is very necessary. And like I said, so several of the core members, even while getting out of universities, getting out of higher institutions, do they just graduate and go home to their parents without having experience of how the outside there looks like? So if many of them just graduate like that, and then we shut out several thousands and millions every year in Nigeria, and now there is even no place whereby we can keep them and where we have to prepare them psychologically for the outside world, then definitely what we are talking about, the menace of insecurity, will be higher than as it is. So, but for the matter that several thousands of Nigerian youths are now engaged in different NYSC camps and the states other than their states, and then they are given some national assignments. That is why that one stems down the menace of insecurity in Nigeria. But when somebody graduates from the university or polytechnics or any higher institution and then has no hope of getting a job and then just graduate like that, so you expect that person just to go and meet his mother at home and just say, "Mommy, I've come," and the moment we say, "Welcome to where? And welcome to what?" And so what is that person going to be doing? But for remember that a Nigerian graduate knows that he has a moratorium of 1 year, that he will be in care of government, and that government will take charge of all his responsibilities, including security and even welfare. That person will have the opportunity of sitting down, of deciding for himself whether to go for academics, whether to go for academics, whether to go into business, whether to start looking for white collar or red collar or grey collar jobs. And with the trust fund, the gap that has been created, not making sure that the trend continues even while leaving NYSC. It is what that trust fund will feel. So if the scheme is not there, the NYSC scheme is not there, you can just imagine what kind of damages it will be done into the fabrics of our security in Nigeria. So all this what we are talking about insecurity, it would have escalated more than this, because the kinetic insecurity or security, whatever we call it, the inertia, which is the teeming population of youth, that is the inertia. It is when we don't engage them that one can be reactivated, and then it will add up to our insecurity.
All right, speaking about the insecurity, members have had to pay with their lives because of this insecurity situation in the country.
Well,
so what is going to be done, to protect the life of the
yes,
core members?
Core members have been protected. One, when you look at their call-up letters, they write it there that don't travel outside so time. And when you are traveling and then the night falls, make sure that you look for the nearest police station, NSCDC office, or any paramilitary or military formations. Go there with your call-up letter. They will give you accommodation and they will feed you there. That is one. Then number two is that for the often time, we have not been having the incidences of when someone has become a core member, a care of the NYSC management, that we experience serious security hiccups. The only instances are prospective core members, those ones that have not reached the camps where they are going, and they are now in public transport. So those are the ones that we have witnessed, and then so far they were released. And let us come to it. Are we going to say because some students of our institutions that kidnappers do come to dormitories and kidnap, then we are going to scrap education? Are we going to say because they kidnap some civil servants that we are going to scrap civil service? Are we going to say that because some kidnappers now pick one or two teachers and pupils, we are going to stop teaching and then stop education in Nigeria? No. This kidnap thing affects all facets of life in Nigeria, and that is why the Senate, a few days ago, we had to advocate with the security chiefs and the NSC to ask questions, pertinent questions, and that we have to put this behind us. So it is every facet of the sectors in Nigeria that the security is bedeviling. So one is not out of it. So definitely, but we thank God that so far our camps are safe. Core members, when they are put into their places of primary assignment, they are safe. Core members, when they even go out for their CDS, community development services, they are safe. They have not been having issues. So because of that, we will say that generally that the NYSC management have been up and doing in this regard, the safety of core members. And then for core members that are posted to some areas, the service itself knows some areas which we have escalating security issues, which they don't put core members there. They have those areas which I'm not going to enumerate because it's an internal matter. So, but like in Bono, for several months or years, core members were not posted there. But by the time the scheme saw that peace, very relative peace, had already returned to the Bono, assisted by the governor of Borno State, then core members started coming into Borno State, but in some restricted areas. So generally in Nigeria, I would say that welfare, security, well-being of the core members are seriously safeguarded. And for us, we do oversight assignments. We go to these camps, we visit the camps, we look at the security, we look at the infrastructure there. So we intervene, not only through appropriation, through our own advice, admonition, and at times if it is necessary for us to upgrade the scheme, the personnel we do. So I will work hand in hand with the directorate of the NYSC to make sure that, yes, Nigerian youth that are serving their fatherland are safe and they are secured, and that their welfare is not joked with. That's why it is every time that we have to do one or two things to assist the scheme to make sure that it is afloat. So the scheme has lived its purpose, and then it is going to be better off, especially with the realization of the law that we are promulgating, as we call it, the NYSC Trust Fund.
All right. Thank you very much, sir. That's where we'll leave it for today. Thank you. All right.
Engage Nigerian youth and then ensure that no Nigerian youth passes through the scheme that does not have something to give to himself. Like when we found out that since 51 years ago, when the NYSC scheme had been in place, there had never been a very deliberate and then very strong attempt in making sure that some things about the NYSC is rejuvenated. And the scheme, as we know, is the only fulcrum, the only platform where Nigerians of adult age do meet and then interact, irrespective of creed, tribe, and religion. And then such a scheme cannot just be joked with. And we know that Nigeria today, we need that unity to thrive. And not that we need that unity alone, but the Nigerian young adults that are serving their fatherland, we believe that they should not just leave NYSC, because we ask the question, after NYSC, what next? So after NYSC, what next? That what next, that is what the bill is for. The bill is to energize the scheme further, having a trust fund whereby the development of camps, which hitherto is in the hands of the federal state governments and the FCT, will be developed through the funds. All those things that are necessary in the camps will be provided for through the trust fund. Because a visit into many of our camps today, we see a lot of inadequacies, a lot of rot, and then we don't think it should just keep on like that. So several other states are doing very well in providing good infrastructure in the various camps, but some are not doing very well. And then with this trust fund, then definitely that question will not arise anymore. And then the core members' allowances too. So it will not be subject to all these kind of vagaries anymore. So within the trust fund, then they will be having enhanced packages that can not only take them home, can can even be with them. And the major fulcrum of it is the issue of skill acquisition. So when they acquire skill in the camp, today we have the side a program whereby every core member will choose one trade or one training or one vocation of his or her choice, learn within 2-3 weeks, and then produce and visit to camps and see core members what they do within that kind of short space of time. Someone will marvel seriously, and then we believe that after acquiring this training, these skills, and so forth, so and then they now leave the NYSC scheme. So where do they go? Does it mean that all of them will be looking for that white collar job, which is very elusive? So no, that is not so. So the trust fund now will provide seed money for them to start up. So they will be owners of businesses, they will be entrepreneurs, they will be employers of labor, instead of them to be roaming about the labor street when there is even no hope of getting any. So that is uh, that is why I, as chairman, Senate Committee, Youth Development, deem it very fit that this bill should be moved and then promulgated into law. This same bill came up at the Ninth Assembly, whereby it even reached the concurrence of both chambers then. Unfortunately, due to paucity of time, and that the federal government then, that is the president, could not assent. So then we have to start the law. And today it has scaled the second grade, and then we hope that it will scale all the grades, and the House of Representatives concurrence, and then it will be signed into law by the president. Because for the first time, the president of Nigeria, the government of Nigeria is placing a very high premium on youth development. That is why we have a youth ministry. And because of this, then we have to make many of that opportunity that the government has given to Nigerian youth. That is part of what this bill is going to complement.
All right.